Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order. It's the Urbana City Council. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Here.
Councilmembers Ammons,
Here.
Brown,
Here.
Hazen, Jacobson,
Here.
Miller,
Here.
Roberts,
Here.
Wu,
Here.
Mayor Marlin.
Here. Approval of minutes of the previous meetings. These are February 5th special city council meeting and February 12th public hearing. Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
I'll second.
Mayor,
Yes.
I did make some small changes today to page 2 of the special meeting minutes. It was a little tricky to try to capture that 20 minutes of discussion in a couple of paragraphs, and I went back and fine-tuned it a bit today.
Council members have a copy at their desks. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Any additions to the agenda? Charlie.
There is also a draft of a revised, or a version of the resolution that I believe you got from Bill Brown with corrections made by Mr. Borman.
The Urbana Climate Inheritance Resolution.
Yes.
And the corrections are in red. Okay. Okay. First item on the agenda is a proclamation. Steve, come on. Okay. Stand here. Here, you come over here. Oh, no, here. Where you want? Just right there. Face that way. Okay. We have a proclamation by the mayor of the city of Urbana, Illinois. Whereas Jane Anderson returned to her home state of Illinois in 1997 and opened Milo's Restaurant in Urbana's Lincoln Square in partnership with her twin sister Janet Summers, her husband Steve Summers, and Jane's husband Abdulio Escobar as chef. Whereas Jane owned, managed, hosted, and served at the restaurant for 20 years, moving Milo's to the Pines in August 2008. And whereas Milo's became a favorite gathering place known for its excellent food and warm environment where all felt welcomed as family. And whereas Milo's provided employment for many people in the community over those 20 years, training staff to high standards to be independent, responsible, caring, and dedicated. And whereas Jane and Milo's initiated fund drives for several disaster relief programs and hosted fundraisers for countless charitable organizations, including Habitat for Humanity, court-appointed special advocates, Crisis Nursery, the Humane Society, the American Association of University Women, CU One-to-One Mentoring, and a 2-year fundraising program for the Rotary Club's drive for the Eastern Illinois Food Bank Backpack Program, and a chef's cook-off, which raised $20,000 for Prairie Center in honor of her son Adam and supported dozens of local artists through the years. I'm breathless. And whereas the community came to Milo's to celebrate important life milestones such as weddings, memorials, engagements, birthdays, retirements, citizenship celebrations, and graduations, as well as special holidays. And whereas Jane and her staff were passionate about the food they served, and her loyal patrons were enthusiastic in their appreciation of Jane's chicken salad on the half pineapple, upside-down pizza, panko-crusted tilapia, southwestern egg rolls, homemade ketchup and guacamole, fried plantains, the breakfast burrito, brioche French toast, Guatemalan sausage, flourless chocolate cake, creme brulee, hummingbird cake, a bread basket full of homemade muffins, and, of course, the early bird specials. Whereas it takes supreme effort to run a successful and beloved restaurant for 20 years, and even more dedication to maintain exceptional quality in food and service. Now, therefore, I, Diane Wolf Marlin, Mayor of the City of Urbana, do hereby proclaim February 25th, 2018, as Jane Anderson and Milo's Restaurant Day in the City of Urbana. Here, you should hold your, there you go. Thank you.
And if anybody's hungry, there are leftovers in the refrigerator downstairs.
Okay, any other public input? Okay, seeing none, move on to unfinished business. Seeing none. Reports of standing committees, this would be Councilmember Bill Brown.
Yes, we met last week and forwarded several items to council, all with recommendation for approval. First was resolution number 2018-02-005R, Urbana Climate Inheritance Resolution. And for that one, I took the opportunity to add a few whereas clauses that incorporated some of the things that we discussed about the unique local qualifications that Urbana brings to the effort to reduce global warming and reduce greenhouse gases, mostly having to do with our connections with the university and how we can support that research, and that's also a part of the university's strategic plan, is to involve the community at greater level. So I added those and ran them by the iMatter folks, and they didn't have any objection to that. And then that also added a part of the resolution toward section 3, where we would actively seek partnerships with researchers to provide real-life application testing and help promote healthy, sustainable community living that fosters creativity and encourages collaboration in order to incubate the human capital aspect of addressing the world's energy challenges. So without objection, I'd like to have the vote be on the amended resolution. Seeing none, I would...
You need a second?
I think I can just move approval of the amended resolution 2018-02-005R.
Is there a second? Seconded by Mary Alice. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank the iMatter folks, and I hope that the mayor could have a ceremony, like a signing ceremony, where they could get their pictures taken and help show their what they did made a difference and made us really consider our role in this.
Sure. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Bill?
Next is resolution number 2018-02-006R, a resolution approving modifications to the City of Urbana Community Development Target Area. For the committee, I move approval.
Second.
Moved by Bill, seconded by Jared. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion passes. Bill?
Next is resolution number 2018-02-007R, a resolution approving an amendment to an Urbana Home Consortium subrecipient agreement, Habitat for Humanity FY 2017-2018. For the committee, I move approval.
Second.
Moved by Bill, seconded by Aaron. Any discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
City Council members Ammons.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Jacobson.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes.
Wu.
Yes.
That motion passes. Bill?
Next is ordinance number 2018-02-008, an ordinance authorizing the sale of certain real estate, 1301 East Washington Street, R. Reynolds Series LLC. For the committee, I move approval.
I'll second.
Moved by Bill, seconded by Dennis. Any further discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
City Council members Ammons.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Jacobson.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes.
Wu.
Yes.
Mayor Marlin.
Yes. That motion passes, and
I think we need to redo resolution number 2018-02-006R. It requires a roll call vote.
Sorry about that. Okay. Will the clerk please call the roll on that one?
Council members Ammons.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Jacobson.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
and Wu.
Yes.
That motion passes again. Bill?
Next is ordinance number 2018-02-009, an ordinance approving an agreement with Downtown Creations LLC for site lighting improvements installation. For the committee, I move approval.
I'll second.
Moved by Bill, seconded by Jared. Any discussion? Let's just call the roll on the rest of these, just to be on the safe side. How's that?
It's an ordinance anyway.
Yes.
City Council members Ammons.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Hazen. Jacobson.
Yes.
Miller.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes.
And Wu.
Yes.
That motion passes. Next up, Bill?
Prior to Bill making a motion pursuant to the Liquor Control Act of 1934 and a conflict of interest that I have, because of that, I will have to recuse myself from voting on this ordinance and the following two ordinances as well.
Okay.
First, these three are all concerning the pedal bus operation. First is ordinance number 2018-02-010, an ordinance amending Urbana City Code, Chapter 1, Section 1 through 18, and Chapter 14, Section 14 through 7, pedal bus fines and fees. For the committee, I move approval.
I'll second.
Moved by Bill, seconded by Dennis. Mary Alice?
I'd like to make an amendment, and I just want to make sure that it's on the correct one. I believe it is with the second one, 011, pedal bus operating license. I'd like to make an amendment in terms of hours of operation.
We need to wait
Can I
for
have
it. No.
clarification?
Well, we need to do this one, and then that's on the next one.
That I just wanted to make sure that the amendment would go with the second one and not this one.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's on operations. So that was moved by Bill, seconded by Dennis. Any other questions or comments? Okay, will the clerk please call the roll?
City Council members Ammons.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Jacobson.
Yes.
Miller. Oh,
He's recused.
Yes, I got to write these down. Roberts
Yes.
and Wu.
Yes.
That motion passes. Nice try, Charles. Next up.
Next is ordinance number 2018-02-011, an ordinance amending Urbana City Code, Chapter 26, pedal bus operating license. For the committee, I move approval.
I'll
Second.
Oh, I give it to Eric.
Moved by Bill, seconded by Eric. And Mary Alice, you had an amendment?
Yes, I'd like to make an amendment on hours of operation. Specifically, I'd like the hours of operation to be limited to 10 p.m. to 2 p.m. For the map that was distributed, I put a map and highlighted the areas in front of you. The areas that I would like that only to apply to, so from 10 p.m. to 2 p.m. would be the campus area and the downtown area. Connecting the two would be West Green Street. The rest of it is quite residential, and I would like to make sure that quiet time is maintained between 10 and 2 p.m. I do realize that the current two people who are interested in having this operation will not be doing anything after 10 p.m., but I would like to say that, there could be other people who join. So that's my amendment in terms of the hours of operation.
10 p.m. to
2 p.m., 2 a.m., 2 a.m., my fault. I have 2 a.m.
Okay.
10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
All right, I'll support that. At least we can have conversation. I second that motion.
So can you,
Sure. So the hours of operation will be limited between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. to the campus area. So that is bordered by this. It's south of University, west of Lincoln, north of Florida, and east of Wright Street. And the downtown area, which is bordered by south of University, west of South Vine Street, north of East Elm Street, and east of Race Street. West Green Street can be used to connect these two areas during those 4 hours. So there would be no limitations outside of those hours.
okay.
Outside of those areas.
So in other words, in the residential areas, no operations after 10 p.m.
Correct.
Any discussion? Bill?
Yeah, I support the idea. I wonder how, in implementation, I know this map in general is controlled by Public Works, Fire Department, and others that have input on it and may change it from time to time. depending, I guess, on whether streets are available or closed or whatever. Would this become part of that map that's maintained by them, or is it something that we should put in the ordinance? How does that work? Any discussion?
So this map can be changed, right, from time to time, but I mean, we would not go out of the 10 to 2 that you're proposing and the restrictions. We would bear that in mind, and if there was an exception to the 10 to 2, I'm assuming that we would have to come back here to have that changed.
Okay, then on the map I have, I think I would add to also allow between 10 and 2 the section of Ray Street that goes south to Illinois and Illinois Street to Vine, so you can go clear around Lincoln Square. Include that in the late night hours, but other than that, it looks good to me.
We don't allow the bus on Vine Street, right?
No, just up to Vine Street.
Up to Vine Street, okay. Is that an amendment to the amendment?
Is that a friendly amendment?
Is that a friendly amendment?
Yeah, I'd offer that as a change in your amendment, I guess.
And I accept that.
Okay.
Would you repeat that then, please?
Just as was highlighted on the map that Mary Alice gave us, would include Ray Street. There's just a block from, well, actually 2 blocks from Green down to Illinois, so that's, and then Illinois Street along the south side of Lincoln Square there, just so that they could go, say, around and through the parking lot of Lincoln Square if they wanted to. Or whatever is there in 5 years.
There'll be a lot to see. Any further discussion? Is it clear to everyone? Okay,
Need to vote on the amendment.
so we need to vote on the amendment. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those
Aye.
opposed? Okay, now we'll vote on the main motion. Will the clerk please call the roll?
City Council members Ammons.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes?
Jacobson.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes.
And Wu.
Yes.
That motion passes. Next up, Bill.
Next is ordinance number 2018-02-012, an ordinance amending Urbana City Code Chapter 3, pedal bus operating and liquor licenses. For the committee, I move approval.
Second.
Moved by Bill, seconded by Aaron. Any discussion? Was that Eric?
Eric.
Oh, it was Eric, sorry.
It was AARIC.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
City Council members Ammons.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Jacobson.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes.
And Wu.
Yes.
That motion passes. Thank you, Bill. Reports of special committees. Reports of officers. I know Chief Neitlinger has a report.
Okay, I've got a couple of things. First off, I laid these in front of everybody before the meeting. And this is the Lucas CPR tool. You may have seen these featured on news reports, but we received 5 of these a couple of weeks ago, and we had been planning on them for a couple of years. They went through 2 grant seasons of an Assistance to Firefighters grant, and they weren't awarded the first year, they were awarded the second year. And the Champaign Fire Department sponsored the grant. It was a county-wide grant, and Urbana participated. So the cost of these machines were just under $70,000, but our cost was $6,700 for all. We had to pay a 10% match. And we're pretty excited about these machines. I've done a lot of CPR in my life, and I've ridden on the side of cots. I've balanced myself in the back of ambulances with my head while doing CPR, and a lot of different methods that are probably unsafe, but that's what you do when you're giving CPR to somebody on the way to the hospital. When you're doing that, it's hard to stay consistent. It's hard to do CPR when you're going downstairs or moving through doorways. And this device, once attached, starts CPR, and it's extremely constant. It's safe because it's doing the compression, so a rescuer doesn't have to. And it's fast to put on. So we're excited about these tools. They've been in service for a couple of weeks. We had a factory representative come and do training for all of our employees. So this will improve the level of CPR offered in the city. And we have 5 of these. So every unit that's in service going out the door has a unit on it. So we're excited about that. The same week we put that in service, we put new engine 254 in service, which serves the campus and responds out of the campus station. If you get on the Facebook site or the department website, you'll see a lot of photos of this engine. We ordered it a year ago and just received it. I think it took 330 days by contract to build, and they took every bit of that. But we're excited. It's kind of a twin to new 251 we received a couple years ago. It's a little smaller. It's designed for campus, where engine 251 is our citywide rescue. Engine 254 is our campus engine, and its main focus is for incidents on campus, including lab spills. So the extra storage has extra hazmat equipment for lab spills, and we experienced a lot of that. So if you get a chance to get over to that station, or give me a call, and I'll show you that engine. We're pretty proud of it. The last thing is we finished our firefighter testing just before Christmas, and we've hired our first 2 employees off the recent firefighter test. Our Basic Fire Academy starts March 5th, so we're starting 2 new employees next Monday on the 26th. And they'll have a 40-hour week to get acclimated to the city, get acclimated to the fire department, and then they'll be at Academy for 10 weeks. I've got a quick bio on each employee. The first employee who was hired was Christopher Brown. He resides in Urbana, and he's currently the head personal trainer for Charter Fitness at Lincoln Square. He's a former assistant men's basketball coach at Parkland College. Chris has a master's degree in kinesiology and sports studies from Eastern Illinois University, and he's just recently completed his emergency medical technician basic class at Parkland College. Chris also mentors at-risk students at Centennial High School, and he's credited with, according to the principal there, having a profound positive impact within the school. So we're very proud to start Chris next week. The second employee we hired is Michael Clark II. Michael resides in Linwood, Washington. Up until just recently, he worked for First Due Moving Company, which is a firefighter-owned moving company. Mike's also a paid-on-call firefighter from Mountain View Fire Rescue. Already a certified NFPA Firefighter 1, Basic Wildland Firefighter, Swiftwater Rescue Technician, and he was a Fire Explorer Scout for 5 years, I think from the time he was 16 till he was 21. Mike has an associate's degree in fire science from Bates Technical College in Tacoma. And I met Mike when he came here back in October for his first interview, and he's been extremely motivated to learn about the city of Urbana. We do a national testing. We use a national testing service, and so folks from all over the country can take our fire test, and they can check the box what cities they want to send their results to. And he checked Urbana, not knowing anything about it. And when he came to Urbana, he was pretty excited, because after he checked the box, he said, I started checking out Urbana, and he said, I saw it was a college town. He said, my mom grew up in a college town, and he said, I liked what I saw. I liked the diversity. He said, I liked everything about it. And when Mike came for his interview, it was on a Friday. He traveled out here on Monday, and he made it a point to ride with every shift on the fire department, question everybody, and learn as much as he could about the city so he could use that information in his interview. So he's a very motivated individual. And so both of these guys will be starting on Monday, and then we'll be sending them right to Academy. Okay? Thanks.
Any other officer reports, staff? Okay. Any new business? Seeing none, this meeting is adjourned.